The Thermalist cure is my take on what I see is needed to lower stress, increase resilience, and prevent lifestyle diseases. The approach is what I have analyzed is needed and possible to provide, backed with science. So why do we need the Thermalist cure programs? In the years that have passed, I have observed a small positive change in the widespread prejudice that winter swimming is just for the crazy. When COVID-19 hit, many more people suddenly had the opportunity to take the cold plunge. And here in Scandinavia, we call it winter swimming. It almost seemed as if the pandemic pushed a need that was already emerging, a need that no other activity or method could really fulfill. The need to de-stress, the need for a little excitement, the need for focus, the need for going out into the nature, the need for feeling connected and connecting to the world, to ourselves, which suddenly, due to the lockdowns, created a detachment and disconnection with each other and the rest of the world. So this has led to loneliness, chronic stress, anxiety, and an increase in depression. The 3 pillars in my Thermalist approach and this instructor education is really cold, heat, and breath work. The cold water. The sea, water, and the nature is drawing and gets people outside and back to basics where we can reconnect with the nature from where we came. Nature is simple in this way. This is of course not a scientific study, but simply my evaluation based on how I know biology works and how this might explain the timing of the increasing interest in the cold and in using cold therapy. There is a need which will remain from the collateral damage created during the pandemic lockdowns on an individual level, on a community level, country level, political level, and it seems that the problem is actually worldwide. It was there before the pandemic, but the pandemic pushed the stress even higher up, and with that burnouts, physical and mental disorders. We need to do something to help people reconnect with themselves again, with their own nervous system and with each other. This is where the cold water can be a healing tool, the heat can be a healing tool too, and breathwork techniques are the healing tool that connects it. All of which are scientifically proven tools and put together in an approach that I see is most efficient. I don't think that anybody who follows these programs, guided by you as a Thermalist instructor, can avoid getting better. They will have to be fighting against it. And even that is hard, as physiology is doing its thing when you expose yourself to the cold, to the heat, using breathing techniques in a healthy way. The body restores itself, and although being skeptic, the body will do its job, and that will help them. Another reason I see that my principles and scientific work has gained recognition is the timing. Timing that my science results were published during the lockdowns, and more than ever we needed these results, confirming that we need nature, cold water and heat as basic elements to help ourselves restore. This is due to the creating of hormetic stress. The timing in history with my scientific input was apparently a match. For many people, the cold water works like magic. Even for you, it might still seem a little difficult to completely understand what is going on in the body and in the mind. It's not magic, although I like the vibe and the analogy because of its curing effects. Or to use a magical phrase, I love its healing effects. I'm happy that it's not magic or considered healing anymore, but it's processes, it's biochemistry and physiology that we can explain today. Some of it can be explained in depth, and other processes or pathways we still only know a little about. But best of all, we know enough so I can say this can become a new fitness form. If we practice this the right way, it will be beneficial and safe. Hot tubs and saunas, the biological mechanisms work differently than the cold. You will learn this in details also in this education. Breathing techniques to navigate and steer the body and mind into sync is again a third big area of research where you also learn how to use this with your customers or clients in a safe and beneficial way. A little bit about the Thermalist instructor mindset. So this is where you come into the picture. I want to teach you how and why using temperature, nature, and breathing techniques is not magic, so you know what you're doing when helping your clients. I would like to teach you how this is reactions and processes that should be taken seriously and analyzed while you observe people feeling the magic, you can say. Let them feel the magic, but you should always stay in the science and focus on the biochemistry while you guide them and while they're practicing the cold or the hot water or the sauna, heat therapy in general, and breathwork techniques, all of which are huge stressors for the body, therefore should be handled with caution. They might experience this as a magical moment, but as the instructor, you don't talk about it in that way, but use physiological explanations to let your clients know what is happening in their body and mind. So this is the mindset of the Thermalist instructor, being responsible and teaching people the effects from a physiological angle, not sensation or magic. A reflective person that takes care of their clients, customers, their health journey, and not only here to promote sensation-seeking behavior. Turning this into a form of fitness that is sensation-seeking is a journey that is a pitfall in this form of fitness, in my opinion. The Thermalist approach is about seeing the approach as a health journey, where the process of the adaptation is the goal and the health comes from that. A great example that works the same way is exercise. From exercise, you get better and better all the time in your metabolic function, but you also get the acute wins: focus, energy, and the dopamine reward. The same goes for the cold, heat, and breathing techniques. That is what the Thermalist approach is and what I want to teach you. I am sure you will understand this much better when you have done this education and you've gone through all the content and passed the test and the exam. And then you will become a really great Thermalist instructor. So take your time and complete the education to get certified.